Okay, now we've been through the boring part of the backstage. Let's start getting into the nitty-gritty of the document. Now we're going to close this document down. There's no need to save any changes. And what we're going to do is we're going to create a new blank document in Word. Now we looked before about how to create a new document in the backstage, but there is a shortcut key, and I use this all the time, and we hold down the Control key and then we press N. N for November. Control N, and there we get our new document. Because I've had Word open for quite some time, we're now on document number 3. And as you'll see on the page, the flashing cursor is ready for me to begin entering information into the document. Now, one important aspect of Word is what are called non-printing characters. These are items that appear on the screen, but which don't print out in your end document. Now, these non-printing characters are key to designing professional-looking documents because many of Word's design elements are invisible to us unless we specifically turn them on. One example is what is called Word's Pilcrow. It's that little P or that little reverse P character which I'm now mousing over here. And when I click on the Show Hide button, you'll see that little P character or reverse P, that Pilcrow, will appear at the end of the sentence. Now this character appears at pretty much the end of every sentence in Word. Not all, because when we're working with word tables you don't always see this. And we turn this Show Hide Characters on and off with the button here. If, like me, you prefer to do things on the keyboard, you can press the Control-Shift-8 to toggle Show Hide Characters on and off. And the more common name for this Pilcrow is the paragraph mark. It marks the end of the paragraph. Before we go any further, I can't emphasize how important these paragraph marks are in Word. Why? Because they store all of the information of what's contained in that actual paragraph. The font size, the font type, the line spacing, the paragraph settings, the left indent, the right indent, the tabs above, the space above, the space below, the ligatures, everything to do with what is contained within that paragraph is stored in that little mark at the end there. And the problem is, if you can't see them and you start rearranging things in your document and strange things start happening, it's normally going to be because of what you're doing with those little marks at the end of the paragraph. So when we're working with Word, when we're doing anything apart from author in our document, then we need to turn on these Show Hide Characters. I know they're unsightly, I know they get in the way, but they are essential. And they're not the only kind of hidden marks in Word. So if we go back to our Word options, we click on File, we click on Options. Under the Display menu, we get Always Show these formatting marks on the screen. So it's tab characters, spaces, paragraph marks, as you can see, hidden text, hyphens, object anchors, or you can select Show All Formatting Marks as I do. Yes, they are unsightly, but again, like I say, they're essential. If you're just writing the first draft and you want to get through it as fast as you can, no need for them. But as soon as you start formatting and editing, then you need to use them. If I press the space bar and insert a space, you get a dot. If I type R, space, U, space, S, if I type my name out, that's what it looks like with the paragraph marks and everything showing. If I turn them off, that's what it looks like. I'm really used to working with these now. It doesn't bother me in the slightest, but it might be a little bit awkward for you initially. So just remember that while you're writing your document, you can turn them off. But when you're editing or moving things around, then you really, really need to turn them on. So I'll just get rid of that, what I've just typed there. I'm going to turn on my Show Hide Characters again, because like I say, we need to. And we've now got a blank page that needs some text. Now you can start typing or you can copy and paste from another document. whatever you like. However, Word has a couple of features that allows you to add as much dummy text as you wish. The first method is the rand method. Rand is short for random, and this is how it works. In a body paragraph, and what do you mean by body paragraph? Is normal text, that kind of thing. We can't use headings. I'll come on to those later on. And what we do is we type in a little formula. We type in equals, and then we type in the word rand. Open brackets or parentheses, and the first thing we type in is the number of paragraphs that we want. Number paragraphs, followed by a comma, then the number of sentences per paragraph, and then we close the parentheses. Now this isn't going to do anything because we need to actually insert some values in here. So if I type in equals rand, and I want 20 paragraphs, comma, each paragraph to have 15 sentences in, close the parentheses, and as soon as I press the enter key, I'm going to get a stack of dummy text like so. And if I count those paragraphs, I can assure you that there's 20 paragraphs and they've got 15 sentences in each paragraph. If I undo that, I can then change that to whatever I want. If I only want 10, if I want 10 paragraphs, let's say I'm creating a dummy bulleted list, 10 paragraphs of one sentence. That's what I'm going to get. Okay, that's the first way of doing dummy text. The second way is with the lorem method. We use exactly the same format or formula, except we substitute rand with lorem. Equals lorem, so 10, 1 gives us, if I just put a couple of returns in there just so we can see where they're inserted, that's what's going to happen. If I do 10, 15, you know what's going to happen. Okay, so with the first one we get some random text equals rand. With the second one we get Latin text, and that's what you'll see in a lot of publications with just the dummy text.